I love Q&A. Today I'm going to be doing question and answers from the pastors in our Presence-Driven Church Network. Here's the question. How do you lead yourself while leading your family? Leaders always go first. It's really important that you keep going first or that you are ahead of other people. So when you go ahead of your family, whether it be your spouse, whether it be your children, whoever you're leading, you just teach them to follow you because you're following Jesus. And they follow you until they can, on their own, follow Jesus. It's really important that leaders always go first. This question is how to lead those with more influence. And I would say that this is the wrong focus to any leadership perspective. See, influence doesn't mean authority. I did an entire show on this and the difference between influence and authority. See, influence is about you and authority is about God. Influence is when people know your name. Authority is when demons know your name. Influence shies away from spiritual warfare, and authority is when you declare, away from me, Satan. Influence is more of you. Authority is more of him and less of you. So when people don't understand the difference between influence and authority, they put a greater value on influence than they do authority. So I would say you're probably not going to lead people very well that have a higher spiritual authority than you, but you could lead anyone with more influence than you. So how to lead your spouse who doesn't believe in Jesus? This is a great question. I'm going to answer it two ways. If you're the man, you have spiritual authority in your home, so use it. Lead in your home by loving God well and loving your wife well. If you are the woman, you're going to have to lead up by passionately following the Holy Spirit and passionately serving the Lord in front of your husband. Now, this isn't to dishonor your husband, but he needs to see how much you love God. He needs to see that God is the highest priority. But just because God's the highest of priority doesn't mean your husband is not a priority. You get to lead your husband by loving him well and serving your family well. So when you love your husband so much and you serve him so much and you serve your family so much, he's going to see the value of the God you love. So just to make sure everyone's on the same page, this is advice for biblical marriage, which is one man with one woman. All other marriage is not biblical marriage, so it's unrecognized by God and it doesn't apply because it's not real marriage. I love this question. Do you have to master these in order they are listed, or can you lead those that are above you or better than you when you're still learning to lead yourself? I'd respond like this. Stages cannot be skipped. Now, you always need to grow in your ability to lead yourself. You can't lead anyone past the place where you've led yourself. So this will be the lid in your ability to lead others. So don't cheat. You can't skip steps, but you always will be doing step 1 while you're doing step 2, 3, and 4. So what I'm saying is this, never stop leading you. Never stop spiritually growing while you're leading others, leading up, and leading those that are better than you. When leading those above you in an unhealthy or even anti-kingdom culture, what do you do to change the culture while honoring the leadership? This is also a great question. The greatest way to change an unhealthy culture is by revealing a better culture. So we see this in the same way that Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego showed wicked rulers a better way. You must reveal how biblical values are a better way while simultaneously serving your leaders well. Because if you're not serving your leaders well, they're not going to respect you and listen to you to get any advice on a better way to do anything. So we never want to serve any leader better than we serve the Lord. So honoring and obeying God must remain our first and highest priority. Now, when I say honor, I define honor as defining or establishing heaven's value on something. So all throughout the New Testament, whenever Jesus would cast out a demon, we would see the word honor because he would assign heaven's value in demonic situations. So when you are in unhealthy, toxic, or demonic cultures, through honor, you establish heaven's value or bring heaven's culture into that atmosphere. So your ability to honor God first and honor your leader well has the power to influence and change wicked or unhealthy cultures. But at the end of the day, everything rises and falls on leadership. And if there's a leader that doesn't want to be healthy, he won't be healthy. If he doesn't want a healthy culture, you won't have a healthy culture. So you're going to have to make a decision as a leader. Is this an environment that you're called to change, or is this an unhealthy, toxic environment that you just need to leave?
Ministry was never meant to be done alone. The Presence-Driven Church Network exists to equip senior leaders and their teams to lead presence-driven churches. A presence-driven church is one that is built around the presence of God and has a defined, healthy culture that pleases the Lord. Our network offers relational and spiritual leadership for the lead pastor and their spouse, as well as community with other network pastors. We help develop and implement a healthy culture for you and your church. We help equip your church in outreach and discipleship of new believers, as well as provide a membership platform that assimilates new members and equips them in their own daily personal encounter. If you're interested in learning more about the network or how to join, text NETWORK to 59090.
If you desire to spiritually grow, I want to invite you to join me on this journey. Subscribe to Mercy Culture, and you can follow me on social at Landon A. Schott. If you value this content, I would really appreciate it if you would share this with a friend. I'm Landon Schott. Thank you for joining me on Spiritual Leadership, where we're helping leaders become spiritual leaders.